This album is so different from the last thing you did, which was so different from the first thing you did. How long have you had this album in your pocket?
I've had this album in its finished form, maybe like 3 months, but it took about a year and a half to get to that point.
That's not bad, because a lot of people sometimes have it in their pocket for like a year, 2 years, and
I would never
are
do
planning
that.
a tour and all that, because it's so complicated these days.
Yeah, it is, but I can't really do that, because everything to me is like, I have to feel passionate about it, and for that to happen, it's like these experiences have to be kind of more or less like on the tip of my tongue, and like me be dying to say these things. So if I had it in my pocket, I mean, some of the songs I've had for maybe a year, but there's always like, production and finessing, like all of that has taken about a year and a half. And I've always looked at this as not just like individual songs, but I've really looked at it as like a project. So the whole project to complete, the first song maybe was written like a year ago, but the last song, like where we were like, oh, this is the final piece of the puzzle, which was a song called Dade County Dreaming, which kind of finished the kind of Miami piece of the album. That was, I think, like that was done maybe 3 months ago was when I wrote that song. So yeah,
It's still fresh.
yeah, so
This is
still
good.
pretty fresh. I'm terrible with time, to be honest with you. So it might have been 5 months ago. I just know it was definitely this year. I think I'm terrible with time. I have no concept of time. But I was looking through my phone because I wanted to do like a little kind of like behind the scenes post. And this album has taken like a year and a half for me, Gincho, and Jasper, who I made the album with, to create. And yeah, it's been crazy because, we started off making kind of all kinds of songs. And then, there was one song called Chanel Number 5 that kind of became like the thesis statement for the album. And everything kind of started falling into place after that song. And that became kind of like the character, the voice of CXOXO. So yeah, after Chanel Number 5 was like, I Love It, was like He Knows, was like all of these songs after we knew that, like, after I did Chanel Number 5, it was like, oh, this is CXOXO. That's like the character.